If you want a good time, if you want a good time, let me hear you say, hey, everybody say, hey. If you want a good time, if you want a good time, let me hear you say, hey, everybody say, hey. If you want a good time, if you want a good time, let me hear you say, hey, everybody say, hey. If you want a good time, if you want a good time, up, get 'em up, get 'em up, get 'em up, get 'em up, put your hands up.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. It is Taco Tuesday, 4 a.m. over there, Tuesday on the East Coast. And beautiful picture here I got of the sunset yesterday. My Buddha statue on top of my fountain. You can see the reflection just, hey man, maybe I'll stop doing this and become a photographer. Uh, quickly, I'm leaving, going out of town at the closing bell today. I will not be here tomorrow. Thursday is obviously a holiday, but we're cutting it short. We are going to be back on Friday. However, I will not be back in time to be able to put an email out on Friday. So I'll be there most likely for the opening bell, but I'm probably not going to be able to get an email out on Friday. So it's not like there's much really to update on everything. We have been trolling in this zone now for the better part of 3 weeks. 54.20, that's the lows that we're looking to break, even though we're only trading into 54.46 like we did yesterday, and 54.85 on the upside, which I'll show you in a couple of minutes. Again, we're into a brand new month, today being Taco Tuesday, and we'll see if they make tacos great again, because it's been quite a while since we've had some really good tacos on a Tuesday. Over on the SPX spreads, again, update. You're in day 42 without a minus 1% trading session. Day 42. Like I said, I tracked back to December of 2019 prior to COVID when we had that 38. I tracked back to July of 2019 when we had that 41. I'm not going to go back and track prior to that because we've not only got 42 trading sessions that we are into today, we're also into trading session number 342 without getting a minus 1% trading session, which we covered that as well. We've shared that as well. 351 being the most recent longest ever in history, which happened after Donald Trump won the elections. 54.20 being our minus 1% level. That was why I took the 54.20 puts, which are trading around $2 right now, up 300%. The 53.65.60 would be a minus 2% day, and as we shared there in our email already, if we get that break below 54.46, if we get the break below 54.20, the levels that we're looking at line up right there with that 53.65. And again, remember, we have had 9 out of these recent 10 weeks since the April lows that have closed green. Thus, very, very strongly committed that we are going to be looking at a close below 54.71 come Friday. Friday, 4 p.m., July 5. 54.60 is last week's close. 54.71 is this week's open. That's what we're looking at for the close below 54.71 come Friday, 4 o'clock. On the QQQ, this is where your stubbornness is coming from, and until you have participation from the QQQ, as you can see, you're dipping down below 480 every single day. It is just an incredible trade, but you're not getting any follow-through, and until we get that follow-through below that 475, we're stuck like Chuck. IWM, absolutely fantastic move back to 202, down to 200 yesterday, and we're actually trolling at the moment on making a move down below 200 to 199, and I'll bring those over real quick before we go on to a very quick look at the charts. And maximize you up here, zoom you out, looking at a, 5-day period. Yeah, 5 days. Here, this has been the problem. While you have 475 as that support down here on the QQQ, this has been the problem. This 479, 480 area as you get the dips below it. We're just not getting that follow through down into that 475. Now, we do have a bearish inversion where the 10 days above the 5-day, and that's because we've been trolling around for so long, and these are how you start to develop correctional moves. The 20-day is starting to creep up as well, and the 20-day will be creeping up to that 475. So big numbers drop below 480 every single day. Need to break that 475. Over onto the IWM. IWM took a big crater off of that 203.69. Big old crater down there yesterday at the open. Down there to 250. A little bit of a bounce to the 20-day, and now cratering down lower. And there really isn't much left that you could throw out on to IWM to say, okay, yeah, that 198 is going to continue to save it as you've got your 200-day moving average slowly creeping up to that 196.40 area. But again, IWM, anything above that 202, you get short. Anything below that 199, 198.70, you're expecting a bounce to come. And then here, over on the DIA, the Dow Jones. Again, we've been trolling in this zone for a very long duration. Actually, longer than this. Well, no. Bring out 30 days. Nah, right there. This is that zone that we've been trolling. And here we are, slowly starting to fade her off into that test on the 20, test on the 50, test on the 100 days. And again, a lot of violations as far as the bearish view or bullish view have already taken place on this. So there is not much to be expected when it comes to the DIA being able to absorb anything that comes out of the QQQ. So quickly bring you over here and again show you here week to date. This is only from the open on Sunday night to where we are now. Here's your NASDAQ futures, the NQ. Here's your dip yesterday morning. Here you are, just trolling up here in this area and not getting any kind of follow through whatsoever. 5-day, 15-minute, again, having had that nice little dip early in the week last week, right there on Tuesday. We're just trolling here. We're still not getting any follow through to that downside. All here. You can see you've got a nice bearish pattern to the ability to be able to break down below there, but nothing following through at the moment. So again, the NQ, the QQQ, that's what you're watching. VIX, a little bit of a pop overnight on the VIX up here at 1255, and that's because futures are down 20 points. And again, 5-day, 10-day, 20 days, just right here where we're at. That 1189 yesterday, that was the reason why I had to get short overnight on the SPX 5420 puts. We need to see 1339, period, the end. We've got to get a break above 1339 to even sell ourselves on the idea that we're going to be getting a dip. We've got to get that 1339. And then here's your SPX, looking here at a 10-day and how you have just trolled 54.85, 54.50, 54.85, 54.50. You spend a little bit above 54.85, a little bit, and you never, ever spend time below 54.50. You get those 1 minute, 2 minute, 5 minute dips that are down there, down below 54.50, and you're right back into the hood. So yeah, 54.68, that's where your magnet is. That's where you're trolling. That's where you have been trolling. That's where you're continuing to troll. And again, 20 days starting to move up very slowly. So lot on the table, but until you got something out of QQQ, you got nothing. Here, I got soybeans up on the screen because, I love this. I get a question yesterday, middle of the afternoon, about looking at soybeans, looking at the soybean chart. This is what it's all about. Finding something that you have interest in and, asking about it. I love the question, Ryan. I'm glad that you were able to ask it to me, and I was glad I was able to help. And yeah, soybeans, it does very much look like you are going to get that move back down to 850 on soybeans. So, we'll see how that goes. But anyway, that's where we're at. NQ, SPX, VIX, not much out there to go, jump up and down and throw, firecrackers up in the air at as of now. Enjoy your July 3. It's going to be a slow day tomorrow. Enjoy your July 4, whatever it is that you do. I will do everything that I can to be back early on Friday, as early as possible. It's a 10-hour road trip, and it's a Friday, so I have zero idea about the traffic, and it is absolutely pouring rain in this region. So we'll see how the travel goes. So anyway, guys, enjoy yourselves. Have a fantastic Tuesday. I will see you in the chat room in a couple of hours, and all the best.
Your ATM is safe. Your banks are safe. There's enough cash in the financial system, and there is an infinite amount of cash at the Federal Reserve. An infinite amount of cash at the Federal Reserve.
An infinite amount of cash at the Federal Reserve.
Don't you want some?